Hello friends, welcome to the video. Today, we will discuss the real issue many of us face when traveling to Southeast Asia. So, I'm a South Asian vegetarian who absolutely lives for spicy food. I grew up on a steady diet of dal, paneer, and all things masala, where spice isn't just an ingredient, it's a way of life. But I've just landed in Thailand, and I've given myself a challenge. Can I survive for a whole week on nothing but street food? This is the ultimate test. We're in a country famous for its face-melting chilies and its notoriously sneaky, hidden fish sauce. Is my South Asian spice tolerance actually going to help me, or am I going to be tapping out by day 2? I'm putting my stomach, my taste buds, and my vegetarianism on the line. Let's find out if I can thrive or if I just bear day 1, the first foray, my first 24 hours. The rules I set for myself are simple. Every single meal has to come from a cart, a stall, or one of those little hole-in-the-wall spots. No restaurants, no convenience stores, and obviously, zero meat or fish. For breakfast, I'll be honest, I played it safe. A vibrant fruit cart was practically calling my name. I got a bag of freshly sliced mango, pineapple, and guava for about 40 baht. It was sweet, refreshing, and an easy first win. But let's be real, you can't survive on fruit alone. Lunch was the first real test. I was walking through this maze of stalls, and the air was just thick with the smell of grilled meats and bubbling broths. My anxiety started creeping up. How do I even begin to explain what I can and can't eat? Then I remembered my secret weapon. I spotted a friendly-looking woman at a wok station and nervously pulled out the one phrase I'd memorized, "Kin mung sawi rat." I'm a vegetarian. Her face just lit up. She pointed to a whole rainbow of fresh vegetables. Success! I pointed at some mixed greens and tofu and just watched as she whipped up what I now know is called thad phak ruum. The whole plate cost me 50 baht. That first bite was a revelation. It wasn't heavy or complex like the subzis I'm used to. It was light, crunchy, garlicky, and so incredibly fresh. The biggest challenge wasn't the taste. It was that little voice in the back of my head asking, "Is there fish sauce in this?" For now, it seemed like I was in the clear. For dinner, it was time to turn up the heat. I found a stall serving tom yum soup. The sign had prawns all over it, but I just repeated my magic words and pointed to the mushrooms. The vendor gave me this nod and a mischievous little grin, like he was saying, "You sure you can handle this?" I got a steaming bowl of tom yum pak ruam, a spicy and sour vegetable soup. The first spoonful was an explosion. Lemongrass, galangal, and lime hit me all at once. And then, the heat. This wasn't the slow, building burn of a South Indian curry. This was a sharp, upfront, intense kick from Thai bird's eye chilies. My lips were tingling, my nose was running, but man, it was exhilarating. It's only day 1, and I already feel more alive than ever. Section 2. Days 2 and 3. The fish sauce. Nemesis Day 2 was all about facing my biggest fear head-on, the fish sauce nemesis. So many Thai dishes, especially the salads, use nam pla, fish sauce, as the default base for that salty umami flavor. My target for the day? The iconic green papaya salad, som tam. I knew this was risky. I found a stall where a vendor was rhythmically pounding away at ingredients in a big clay mortar. I stood there for a minute, just psyching myself up. I said, "Kin mung sawi rat," and then added the super important follow-up, "Mai sai nam pla." No fish sauce. She seemed to get it and swapped it out for soy sauce. Watching her make it was like a performance. Shredded green papaya, tomatoes, long beans, peanuts, lime juice, and a frankly terrifying amount of chilies, all getting pounded together. The result was this crunchy, spicy, sour, and sweet masterpiece that's unlike any salad I've ever had. It was a universe away from a simple kachumba. This thing had a flavor profile that demanded your full attention. On day 3, I decided to go straight to the source. I spent the morning just wandering through a fresh market, and the sheer variety of produce was incredible. We're talking piles of Thai basil, mounds of galangal, and lemongrass, and vegetables I couldn't even name. It was a feast for the eyes and really made me appreciate the freshness that goes into every single street food dish. For lunch, feeling empowered by the market, I found a stall selling a simple cabbage and egg stir-fry, Fad Kalam Pli Sai Kai. It was comforting and delicious, kind of like the lacto-ovo vegetarian food that's common back home. But it also got me thinking about the health side of this challenge. While I was eating a ton of fresh vegetables, the amount of oil, sugar, and MSG in some of these dishes could be a real concern. We South Asians can be prone to metabolic issues, so figuring out how to navigate the deep-fried stuff and sugary sauces is key to actually thriving here. Day 4. The halfway point. And this is where I hit a wall. I was just getting tired of being so vigilant all the time. I walked past a stall, pointed at what looked like a simple vegetarian noodle stir-fry, and ordered it. I took one bite, and there it was. That funky, salty, unmistakably non-vegetarian flavor. Fish sauce. That sinking feeling in my stomach. It was a small mistake, but it felt like this huge failure. I suddenly felt this pang of homesickness, a deep craving for the simple comfort of dal and roti. For a second, I honestly thought about giving up. I was tired of the guessing game, tired of the language barrier. Was I really cut out for this? But then, as I was walking away, totally dejected, I spotted a stall with a bright yellow and red flag. On it was a symbol, the Thai character J, H, which kind of looks like the number 17. It's the sign for strict Buddhist vegan food. It was like a beacon of hope. I went over and found a whole buffet of incredible-looking dishes, tofu-based curries, mushroom stir-fries, and vegetable concoctions I'd never seen before. I loaded up a plate for about 60 baht, and it was all unbelievably delicious, and most importantly, 100% safe. Finding this J food stall felt like I had finally cracked the code. It completely turned my moment of near defeat into a massive win. If you're enjoying this roller coaster of a food journey, and you want to see if I actually make it to the end, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments, what's the biggest food challenge you've ever faced while traveling? Section 4. Days 5 and 6. Conquering the spice. After discovering J food, my confidence was back. For day 5, I decided it was time to stop being a tourist and just face the spice. All week, I'd been occasionally asking for things my fet, not spicy. Not today. I went to a busy stall in a night market and ordered Fad Krapao Tau Hu, a classic stir-fry with tofu and holy basil. When the vendor asked about the spice level, I took a deep breath and said, Fet Mark, very spicy. Thai spicy. The dish that came back was speckled with an alarming number of chopped bird's eye chilies. The first bite was a full-on inferno. The heat was sharp, piercing, and immediate. It was so different from the layered aromatic heat of a South Asian vindaloo. My eyes were watering, my scalp was tingling. For a hot second, I thought I'd made a terrible mistake. But then, the amazing fragrant flavor of the holy basil cut through, along with the savory tofu and garlic. It was a painful, beautiful, and utterly addictive experience. I finished the entire plate, sweating, but triumphant. My South Asian spice pride was still intact. On day 6, I decided to focus on healthier survival. After the chili inferno from the night before, my system needed a break. I sought out lighter food to prove that street food doesn't have to be oily and fried all the time. I found a vendor selling a clear vegetable soup with tofu, called Gayeng Jued Pak Ruam Tau Hu. It was simple, nourishing, and packed with flavor from garlic and cilantro root. It felt totally restorative. I also discovered the joy of grilled street food. I found a stall selling skewers of grilled mushrooms and tofu, just lightly seasoned and served with a tangy chili dip on the side. It was a perfect example of how you can make smart, healthy choices by choosing grilled or steamed options over the deep-fried stuff. It's absolutely possible to eat well on the streets of Thailand. You just have to know what to look for. Day 7. The final day. To celebrate, I decided to create my own greatest hits meal. I started with one last bowl of vegetarian tom yum from my favorite soup lady, followed it with a less lethal version of the fad krapao, and finished with the one dessert that has become a total obsession: mango sticky rice. That sweet, coconut-infused sticky rice with perfectly ripe mango is just pure genius. A fitting end to an epic week. So, the big question: can a South Asian vegetarian survive on Thai street food? My answer is a resounding yes. And I didn't just survive, I absolutely thrived. This past week has been a sensory overload in the best way possible. Sure, there were challenges. The constant threat of fish sauce is very real, and the spice levels can be humbling, even for someone who grew up eating chilies for fun. But the rewards are so much greater. The freshness of the ingredients, the complexity of the flavors, and the fact that it's so affordable. I rarely spent more than 200 baht, or about $6 for a full day of food, make it an unbeatable experience. My favorite dish has to be the vegetarian somtam. That perfect balance of spicy, sour, sweet, and salty is something I'll be dreaming about for a long, long time. My least favorite moment, without a doubt, that accidental bite of fish sauce on day 4. For any other vegetarians heading to Thailand, here are my top survival tips. Memorize these 2 phrases: Kin mung sa wirat, I am vegetarian, and mai sai nam pla, no fish sauce. They are your lifeline. Look for the yellow and red J-H flag. It's your guarantee for safe, 100% vegan food. Don't be afraid of the spice, but definitely be respectful of it. Maybe don't order Thai spicy on your first day. Try to balance your meals. For every delicious, oily pad Thai, grab a fresh fruit platter or a clear vegetable soup. This journey was about so much more than just food. It was about stepping out of my comfort zone and finding a connection in some really unexpected places. It proved that with a little bit of research and a whole lot of adventurous spirit, you can unlock an entire world of flavor. What did you think? Could you survive a week on Thai street food? Let me know your own must-try vegetarian Thai dishes in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.